This is the NBA of imagination, and I want to be LeBron James, Michael
Mhm.
Jordan of it, you know.
Check Here we merch, go. Check the merch. As always, we got a good one for you. But instead of just bringing you a film, we're bringing you the future. We're bringing you a short film that's infused with AI, and it's from a young up and coming brother. I mean, he's actually part of the DGA, and this is we're talking about What's Good Armstrong. So
Yeah,
we gonna check it with him. Yeah. I'll introduce myself first. I'm Jake Gregg. I'm a screenwriter, producer, Emmy Award winning producer. I'm all about content, story, and character development.
And I'm Essex O'Brien. I'm the actor. I'm all about what hits, what misses, and what should have stayed on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, and we got a chance to check out Wes's short, which was AI infused, man. And dude, like we said, it's the future, man. Yeah. What you were
but
doing is very
check out.
futuristic. Go ahead, Essex.
Guys, check out.
The short.
Oh, Vigilante. That one.
Yeah.
That one is actually live action. There's no AI.
That was live action.
See, I was just saying.
We were trying to figure out. We were trying to figure out how you put the live action characters in with the AI.
No, that one's all live action. That's live action and visual effects. The AI one is the Powerpuff Girls and Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh. Because we was just before you came on, we was literally just talking about like, okay, was it the special effects that was AI? Was it the stock footage, the backgrounds? Like, was it green? It was like, wait a minute, this is pretty good.
That's all visual effects. And
that's what's up. Okay.
Well, you did a damn good job, bro. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I particularly, I grew up, comic book, cartoon, that type of vibe, the superhero genre. That's my thing. So that was pretty cool to see.
Same. Yeah. That's my jam right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we know that Wes is actually, a kid from the Rock, from Okie. We were talking about that right before we started, from Okinawa. Yeah. So I know that anime is a big influence for you as well, right?
Big time. It's my foundation.
Yeah. So give us your backstory, man. Tell us about you, your origin story. Tell us how you got started in all this.
Well, it all started with a plastic fork, and I stuck it in a socket, and I ended up getting powers. No, I grew up in Japan, lived there for all my formative years, elementary, middle, high school. Came to the States to a big culture shock, moved to North Carolina. And
no, that was even bigger.
Oh man,
yeah.
I went to college in Texas, even more of a culture shock. I didn't want to admit I was from Japan, so I was just picking accents from every place I've been. So I had a New York accent, I had a Florida accent, I had, and they were all terrible, like just terrible accents. And then finally I admitted, listen, guys, I don't know what y'all talking about. I grew up in Japan, and they were like, what? And it was like cool, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
it'd be weird. I found myself, in that time of trying to discover myself or discover what it's like to be Black. I was like devouring Beef DVDs and watching nothing but Dipset videos. I was trying to just like, all right, well, this is how I gotta act, because I'm on a rock. We get movies 6 months later. We didn't have cable. Yep. We had like 3 channels, 1 American and 2 Japanese. So media was limited. That's when we were playing outside. Anyway, so then I ended up getting on the radio, and they were like, what's your radio name? And I was like, What's Good is the only thing I could pull out my hat from listening to all this Cameron and Dipset. And then I was on the radio. So I was a radio host, and I knew I wanted to get in the industry. I didn't know how. And then I started making YouTube videos, and this is like 2005, 2004. And my engineer was like, yo, you should check out Full Sail. I'm skipping over some other details, but I was like, all right, what's Full Sail? So I went down there after a year of brochures, and I was like, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to be an editor. And then I saw how much work that was, and I was like, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I got into photography, and I started taking pictures of everything. I just got really into it. And, I just got a note that said, if you can understand one frame, you can understand 24. So I took pictures of everybody at the school. And this school is, it's an entertainment school, for those people that don't know, where they teach you every department, your gripping, your lighting, your show production, your graphic design, your music production, everything. And I fell into directing. So I started directing a bunch of music videos for different artists. And then I started doing magazine covers, album covers. And then I moved to LA, and I started working with Suzanne DePass, Alex Thomas, and Darkchild.
Wow.
You just jump right into that. Just bam.
Oh, listen, bro. I'm the type of guy that I would go to events, and I'd have my laptop and my iPad, and I have my business cards on it, and I would just kind of walk around and just like be handing it to people. And then I'd put them in bus benches and bathroom stalls. Like and I started getting business up and down the East Coast. So everything I've done is just really word of mouth. So when I ran into Darkchild, I was like, yo, hey, listen, man, I'd love to do videos with you. And he's like, all right, hit me up when you're in LA. And so, a month or two later, my neighbor was like, I'm moving to LA on Monday. Anybody want to go? I'm like, shit, let's go. So I got in the car with him, rode out there, had $20 to my name. And I was like, all right, well, I'm here in LA. You ready to meet? Like, I didn't understand how that worked. It didn't work like that. So now,
the Hollywood talk.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
So I'm up and down Sunset Boulevard, and I would do this thing where I tweet so much I go to Twitter jail. So the internet's always been like infused into the work that I do. I have 3 videos. I'm hitting everybody up every day. Like this is like I had to gamify just my dreams. And so I'd do that. I'd go up to Nickelodeon Studios, knock on the door, just see if they're looking. Like I wasn't PAing. I did all my PAing in college. I was just like, I'm here to be a director. So, anyways, I did the jobs for Suzanne DePass and Darkchild. I was doing videos for Victoria Monet and Lil Play. Like people were just kind of up and coming at the time. We were just figuring it out. So in my complex, it was myself, Tommy Brown, the TB Hits, who does all like Ariana Grande, Black Eyed Peas, like all these huge records. It's me, Victoria Monet, and Danny Lay, and we're all just kind of like in, struggle.
Is this like around the early 2010s?
Yeah, it's 20.
Okay, yeah.
So then I get a job at Buena Murray, and Buena Murray, they do Kardashians and Real World stuff like that. But I'm in the digital department, so I'm doing a YouTube show, and I was meeting all the big YouTubers at the time. So the YouTube is going like this. And so they're coming into the studio, your Daystorm, Tim De La Ghetto, Dormtainment, all these,
you linked up with Storm, right?
Yeah.
Damn. I watched all of that. Yeah.
I'm shooting all their videos. And at the same time, I do my first short, which is a Spider-Man short. And it goes crazy online. It goes so crazy. I started meeting all these Marvel execs, and it's too much power at that time. I didn't know what to do with it. So same time, this app Vine comes out, and I'm filming their Vines. They're like, Wes, you're funny. You should do Vine too. I'm like, guys, I'm trying to do movies and TV. I'm not trying to shoot these little 6-second videos. But in a month, these niggas started getting millions of followers, and I'm watching their live stream. So I was like, I'm about to start doing these 6-second videos. So then I started doing the videos with them. And really, that's when like life started changing, because we were, we're essentially disruptors. We're here on the ground floor creating things that we like. And Daystorm has said, I'll never forget, he was like, yo, you stick with this, and like brands are gonna start coming.
Yep.
And they did. Like, when Vine was like going out, I switched to Facebook, ended up getting 1 million followers in like 4 months. Started working with a lot of Fortune 50 and 500 companies, creating sketches. They looked like sketches, but they were actually branded commercials. So, McDonald's, T-Mobile, Lyft, Walmart, you name it. We're doing these brands, and these brands are, they're paying 6-figure deals for us sometimes. And so then I started doing this thing where I was like hosting screenings for the studios. And when you host a screening, you can invite your friends, but all my friends were like, really big on the internet. So pack theaters out every time. And, you know, then we started having like guest directors come through and producers like John Landau, uh, 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 freaking Woo. So many people were coming to these screenings. Um, and I ended up doing a partnership with Lakeshore. Did a short film for them before they went under, and these short films would play before the features. So yeah, so it's kind of like still like leaning into the dream of being a director, and the creators they're starring in some of these. And, like, I'm not picking creators that can't act, I'm picking creators that can act. So it's kind of like we're feeding the same dream that, you know, we're on Paramount and they're showing the short on the screen before Mission Impossible. Is crazy. So then from there, I was publishing like Bloomberg magazine for Game Changing Influencer, because like I went to film school. I started creating sketches, and they were like, all right, how are you bridging the gap between digital and traditional? It was because I had traditional training. Like, I understand how to move the camera. I understand my lenses. I understand like framing and timing and pacing and acts and all the things. And then
it shows in the film. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And then I signed to Tool of North America. I started doing like commercials for Allstate and national commercials, and at the same time working with like Kevin Hart, doing stuff with him.
And yeah, you did a commercial with Kevin Hart, right? You directed it.
I did.
Was it an airline?
Yeah, I did. So I was creative producer on Qatar Airways safety video starring Kev and writer, and Tim Story directed that one. Tim Story is a mentor of mine, so Tim's kind of taking me under his wing, and, you know, hey, this is how you do these $100 million films. I'm like,
big fan of Tim Story. Big fan of Tim Story.
By the way, this is crazy how the universe works, and I was telling Jason about this. So obviously, Jason and Zamora had known you and talked to me about you before. We wanted to have you on the show a while back, and then mentioned that you were directing and in the directing space. What happens last week? I get an audition through my agent, and I'm looking at the breakdown, and it's for your movie produced by Tim Story.
Wow.
Go back into the thing. I said, is this the same guy y'all was telling me about?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy.
And this is your first feature, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm here in Atlanta right now. It's the dream. Like, I couldn't be more happier.
Yeah, for sure. Nah,
that's dope. Okay.
Yeah. That's an incredible story, man. And like,
yeah,
what's sticking with me is not just that you have the training and the background and everything you've done, but the hustle, the way you went after it. You said that your roommate said, let's go to LA. You said, listen, I'm going.
Do it.
There's no delaying or denying what you wanted to do. And now here you are. Yeah. And then just the way the universe works.
I have no plan B.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
100% committed.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it.
Do you think that goes back to you being a military brat and having to, well, you say you grew up all years and all of your formative years in Japan, right? So you didn't really bounce around too much.
No, I moved around a lot. I would say, like,
okay. Yeah.
Japan for the longest, but every 3 years, someplace else.
Yep. Same here. So then you just learn to adapt. It's kind of like, all right, you want to go to LA? Let's bounce. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, when you grow up in a military style family, you know, you go to school in a melting pot of so many different cultures. So it was shocking that people were clicked up out here, where over there it's like everyone's just kind of kicking it with everyone.
Product of
I feel you when you said when you talked about coming back and it was a culture shock, because when I came back from Japan, I went to Norfolk State and I said, they must have every Black person in America at this college.
Yeah.
I've never seen as many Black people.
Me neither, bro. Like, even here in Atlanta, I'm just like, damn, I've never been like, this is crazy. Like, in Texas, I got to experience it. Out here, I'm experiencing it. In LA, it's just everybody, you know. But like, yeah, no, it is. It's amazing to see. I remember I was running track and I was fast in Japan. I came here and I seen these niggas and I'm like,
yeah.
I think I twisted my ankle, coach. This is crazy. Like, they was they was breaded. They was meant for it. I was like, okay, I was drinking something different. Like, cause I don't know.
I tried to get on the track team at Norfolk State, and they smoked the hell out of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's different out here. It's
Yeah,
different.
yeah, the collard green and cornbread athletes y'all had to deal with.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They put the Jets on them boys.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Now now I'm here. You know, definitely. Definitely I've had a lot of fun and a lot of experience doing a lot of different things as a filmmaker, and signed into the DGA maybe like 2 years ago, which was just like another like battery pack.
Congratulations, brother.
For real, man. That's an incredible.
That needs to be.
And by the way, you mentioned Full Sail. So again, you going back to like early 2010s. Full Sail. When I got into acting, my first couple of films were student films at Full Sail.
Yeah.
Like, so for people, like, I know people who might be at different levels who watching this, no matter where you are, you got to start and then you got to commit like this brother did, like I did. Those are some of my early footages that used to me, allowed me to get that first agent. And then you just keep going. So everything you said, man, is just hitting. Like,
yeah,
it is. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
There's no plan B. This is it.
No plan B.
Nah.
Yeah.
What, man? This. Listen, I always say this. This is the NBA of imagination, and I want to be LeBron James, Michael Jordan of it. That's I only aspire to do the biggest films. Like I can't think contained. I'm just like, all right, I need to be in New Zealand shooting some of this. Hey, we need to go over here to shoot some of this. If we got to go in the snow, I guess we got to go to Antarctica.
Yeah.
I'm all about, the story, the arc, and just figuring out how to make the people on camera look super cool.
Sound like me. Yeah. Yeah. So talk to us about your entry into AI, because I think you said you went somewhere to some event and AI just kind of like blew your mind what they were doing. Talk to us about that.
So I have a group of friends. They're really big on YouTube called Corridor Digital. And if you don't know them, these guys, they are visual effects masters. And people from Weta and every studio come in to just talk to them about what they're doing. And they can do literally the same thing with 15 of them. So one day in like 2021, we had this thing called a prompt battle. I'm like, what's a prompt battle? And they were like, we're using Midjourney, we're using this, we're using Hugging Faces, and we're going to give you a prompt, the guy on a beach, and then who makes the best thing. And so I did that, and it's on YouTube, and that was my first introduction. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to mess with it a little bit more. But like at that time, AI, you had to just jump through a bunch of hoops in order to get an image,
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is cool. I did a few things with it. I'll revisit it later. And then I got invited to creators and AI content creators or AI artists. And it was this group called Machine Cinema in LA. And my friend Cleo, who starred in the film, Cleo Thomas, he brought me there. And so I checked it out, and I linked with this girl named Verena. I happened to be in just a really cool group. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm thinking about this. I did this sneakerhead superhero. I wonder if we could do it in AI. And she just got to cooking. And then she showed me what she did. And I said, wait a second. Hold on. You typed words and you made that based off what I sent you. She's like, yeah. And then you do it like this. And so I was like, I'll see you guys in a few. So I came back. I started working with Eddie Murphy's son, Eric.
Okay.
So he was like, he had this idea, and I was like, well, let me try something real quick. And I made something for him using ChatGPT and Pika.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, this shit's fire. So then I show Jesse Collins. Shout out to Jesse Collins.
Jesse Collins, yeah.
So I show him, and he's like,
Jesse Collins, yes.
I work out with him in the morning, so I showed him, and he was like, yo, do you think you'd make a trailer? And I was like, I think so. But really, I didn't know. I was just like, I'm all in, and I spent 2 months learning everything I could about AI, everything. Yeah. And then I was able to crank out a trailer that's like Pixar-ish.
Yeah.
So then he brought me on to do stuff for the the previs for the World Series that just passed in AI. And then I started an AI production company with Daystorm and my other partner Dante. And so I need to put out the reel. I should show you guys the reel.
For sure.
We'd love to see it. We'd love to see it.
So I gotta ask you a question, but I'm gonna preface it by sharing something with you.
Yeah.
Go with me, Jason, on this one. So again, when they first we were talking about having you on, they mentioned the AI short that you have. They showed me a trailer and stuff like that. And from the actor perspective, we heard about the stuff with the strike and how AI was the issue. There's a ton of fucking paranoia when it comes to actors about the impact of AI. And so at first I was like, man, fuck that AI shit.
That's everybody.
We were like, no.
We were going back and forth with it. But you know what, man? Then I had to sit back and I was like, I had an aha moment, because now I see my son is doing stuff with it and my wife's doing stuff with it. Then I start doing shit with it. I was like, you know what? This is the future. But I understand the paranoia that people have, not just in our industry, but in the rest of the world, about the impact of this. And then when we're watching your film and we're looking for, like, is that it? Is that it? Is that it? So how do you think the future outlook looks for how it's going to be integrated, how it's going to be used with the actors? So just talk about what's going on in your world when it comes to that conversation.
This is my philosophy on AI. AI is it's an assistant. That's how you got to look at it. Like, for me, AI is not proof of concept. I like to go with the term proof of execution, because I can do this in life. That's like, I'm going to show you what I'm thinking, so now you can go in and put the pieces together to make it happen. So that's what I think. There's nothing to fear. This is like every evolutionary jump since the photograph. We were painting at first, then we took pictures, then we got moving pictures, then they came to color, then there was radio. It's that, and it's a benefit to make sure you know a little bit about something, so you get left behind.
That's why I tell writers about AI as well, because we went from typewriters to final draft, to WordPress, to final draft, and here we are with this. But as far as my students, I tell them, you can't jump right to using AI and not learn the lessons. You have to know the structure of how to write a screenplay before you even try to jump into using AI to do that. So you already know how to direct. You already know how to produce and write. So it makes sense for you to use AI because you already know the rules.
You got to do the homework, and you got to do the research. You got to know where we came from to get where we're going. So I'm big on that, and I have books. I have a book in every room on filmmaking. Like, I'm just like, like, this is my life.
With you. Character Arcs, one of my favorite books.
Get on that one. Let me order that one right now.
Creating character arcs.
Yeah, you clearly respect the craft, because we were talking before you joined, and in your short film, you had a lot of actors that I had seen that are on their up and coming path. Do great work, and they were doing great work in the film. You know what I mean? We always talk about this when we review films. Do I care about these characters or not? And a lot of that is on the actor, but then it's also on the filmmaker to put them in a situation with a story for you to see something in them that be like, okay, I want you to get your ass whooped, or no, I want him to live. I want him to get what he wants out of his story. You know what I mean?
Who am I emotionally rooting for?
I
learned a lot on that one. I learned a lot. A lot of filmmaking for me is just kind of like learning on the job, and that one was great to just learn a lot from. I think on that one of the things I did, we could talk about one scene in particular, the death scene. I like thinking like comps, and so that was my Mufasa Simba moment, right?
Yes. So
one note that I got from an actor was, when you're dying, you're searching for life. So next time I do a death scene, I'll have the character keep his eyes open and just try to like reach for that last bit of life versus in pain, closing their eyes. I was like, damn it. Okay. Noted. All right, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I like to think in comps, and every scene we've pretty much seen before. Now, how are you gonna flip it on his head?
Yeah.
Get and follow this character arc for that moment where you take everything away from them, and they have to fight to get the thing back. So,
oh no!
Damn!
You hear something?
Damn!
You hear something? I hope his phone is okay. Oh, here you go. All right,
he's back.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, I clear some dust off my mouse pad. I forgot it to swipe over it. So it's
no problem.
But yeah, no, I love character arcs. I love watching movies. It's super freeing when you're, I just think as a filmmaker, you have to get to a point like, yeah, you watch movies, but when you watch movies, be able to identify where you're at in movies. Am I in Act A or 2B? Am I coming up on Act 3? Okay. And notice how it's tracking, how they're mixing it up. Filmmaking is just constant unboxing, and I love how, just different directors swag it out. And it's an intuitive thing. Like there's so many things that Edgar Wright does that I'm like, how did you think of that? Okay.
Intuitively know how to do that. Yeah.
And it's in you. That's what it is. And I love being in the position of a director because it's like playing with toys except with real people.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Now you and Ethics were talking about the upcoming film that your first feature film. Can you drop some info on that?
I could drop some info. Okay, so it is produced by Tim Story, as you know, and Karen Top.
Again, I'm a big fan of Tim Story. I love what he did with the blackening.
No, Tim is
like a man. Like
yeah.
I ride along.
Yeah, he's dope. He understands. He understands how to make a feature film, and
yes, he does.
He knows how to make. He's committed to making Black comedy feature films. Like that's his jam, and he's got it down to a science. Like on-set and offset. Offset game is a big game right there, and he knows how to play that well. Oh, and then Karen Tolliver's producing. Karen Tolliver, she won the Oscar for Hair Love with Matthew Cherry.
Yes.
So
yes.
Say how crazy this industry is, and this is something for your students, okay? It's literally not what you know. I know a lot of shit, man, but that don't even matter. It's who you know. All about planting seeds that are gonna blossom later. So let me tell you, this is just like this industry is so interesting. So I met Tim. I did the Sony Directors Program. I graduated that, and
you did it with Brett King.
I did with Brett King. I was working with Suzanne DePass, so I met Brett. I graduated the Sony program. I'm a hungry filmmaker. I'm the same guy with my cards and a video playing. I'm that guy. Like if I get an opportunity to show you something, I'm gonna show you something. So anyways, I meet Karen and I'm like, hey, I have some animated projects. I know you're an animation lady, but I want to do like, let me just be clear, guys, because this is going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. I'm directing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Think it into existence, brother.
In the world, like I've already experienced directing it, so it's happening.
Yes.
Anyways, I meet her, and like nothing happens. I'm early filmmaker to them, and I shot her on a bunch of TV shows, and I shot her on Matthew Cherry show the week of COVID, and I remember he was doing. I met him at a macro party, and he was doing Saved by the Bell. And that week, everyone went from handshakes to fist bumps to elbows to it's done.
The mask, yeah, it's done, yeah.
And I see, I just saw Karen win that thing. I'm like, oh, I remember her. And I worked with Matt. And then here comes last year, after I did the guitar stuff, me and Tim got super tight. And he was just like, because I was on his hip, like, hey, listen, we might need to do this. And what do you think about this? Or here's an updated page. It's like whatever it took, like to let him know, like, one, I'm hungry. And two, like, I know exactly who the fuck you are. So
Yes.
Yeah.
sat down one day and we talked for like 4 hours. He was like, I had no idea you did all this shit. I'm like, bro, this is my dream, you know? So then he's in New York shooting Kevin's new movie, and he was like, let me know if you want to come out. So I flew out there. He gave me a spot at his loft, and we're there on the set with Kevin's new movie. And Karen calls me up and she's like, hey, Wes. I'm like, what's up, Karen? Long time no speak. She's like, oh, it's so funny. Your name came across my desk. I'm looking for a director for a feature. And I'm like, really? Well, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, it's a really fun project. And Tim Story's actually producing. And I was like, I'm sitting right next to Tim right now. She's like, shut up. And I'm just like, this is crazy, like how this is happening right now. So boom, Karen, Tim, and it's like, yeah, I'm doing this feature now. So I can say it's starring Miles Brown from Blackish.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I should say it. Wait a minute, let's say it. I auditioned for his daddy.
Did you?
As soon as he said the name, I was like, unless this is a dummy size, like I auditioned for his daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's beautiful.
Man,
That's beautiful. And of course, it's a comedy, of course, right?
It's a comedy.
Okay.
Calvin, that's the one. And it was cool is I wish it was an on-camera role. That's just a voiceover role.
Oh, okay. I got it. That's why the phone. Yeah. I get it.
Like up in the air, like who?
Yeah.
Who won it? Who won that one? But Miles, he looks. He's great, man. He's older now, and it's like, whoa, you're really an adult.
He's a man now.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's him right there.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking this time with us for sure, man. You dropping some gems.
Man, thank you guys. This is dope. I mean, I love talking about this stuff, man.
I can't believe how many times our paths have crossed here.
Y'all the only two brothers I know from Japan, by the way. That's one of the craziest things, but that's what when you doing good in the universe, you get around good people, man.
Looking forward to talk to you guys again, man.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask about Brandy. How's Brandy doing?
She's amazing. She's gonna come out here and hang out as well.
Yeah. I see. I've been keeping up with y'all, man.
Yeah. Now Brandy's cool. She made we just got engaged, and one of the things with her is she was like, I don't want to do engagement photos, and I was like, okay, what do you want to do? She's like, I want a short film. I'm like,
wow.
So our engagement video, it's up on the page, but we wrote and directed it together.
That's beautiful.
It's like a short film, but the unique thing about it is because we shoot so much, nobody that was in it knew what was happening. So I'm like, hey, do you want to shoot this quick scene with me? And Brandy's like, oh yeah, I got you. Even my camera operators, they didn't know what was going on. So so they're thinking it's a sketch. And then I did my last premiere of Vigilante in a movie theater, but we started out with that, and it starts out with like the whole Nicole Kidman intro, because that theater is right up the street from our house. So yeah.
That was good. Y'all are a great couple, man. Seriously.
I appreciate you guys hitting me up and taking the time, man. This was cool. This was fun to talk about.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, this has been great. Wuz Good, Armstrong, kid from Okie, doing big things in LA, man. We salute you. Congratulations on all of your success, man. You know, it's very much true where they say people are watching you and you don't even realize.
At all. Yeah, I never know. Know. This is definitely refreshing, and keeps me motivated. So thank you guys.
You done motivated,
brother.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
All right, with that, we'll definitely be in touch with you.
Absolutely. Peace, guys.